So this Q&A that came in through our Ask Cindy is a good one on a recall because it represents a lot of questions that normal people are going to have, and the problems that this person has are all caused by how they raise their dog and how they manage their dog. Simple solutions, simple mistakes, but as I go through it, the people that have taken my course on teaching the recall will relate to a lot of what is in this course. First, I'll read this. And again, once again, the Ask Cindy questions, you don't need to be a customer to ask a question. Our puppy is 16 months old and has developed the habit of not coming when loose in the yard, and our yard is fenced. He's especially bad if he has a ball. In obedience and agility, he has a pretty good recall. Actually listens quite well in class, but then when he's out with the ball at home, he has no interest in treats at all. Our trainer and breeder did suggest giving him his daily food only by hand, not in a bowl, as a reward for doing something he should be doing. If he does not do enough to get a reward with his normal food portion, do we feed him the rest of it at the end of the day? In other words, if he's not minding and he's not doing things that you ask him to do, so that he hasn't earned the right to get the food, she wants to know, what do you do? Do we need to go back to where all of his outdoor time is on a long line and his indoor time is on a leash? This is hard to do with a healthy, energetic puppy. Thank you. I use Leerburg frequently for training and ordering training toys and tools. Well, there's a lot of things going on here. In my course, I mentioned the fact that dogs go through stages as they go through maturity, just like young people do. You know how young kids, when they get to be teenagers, they think they know more than the parents, and they can get a little stubborn. They don't like to follow the rules. And the same exact thing can happen with your dog. So you may have to back up your management a little bit to deal with the dog, to teach them that there's consequences. And quite frankly, not coming, when we're talking about not having a recall, it's the one behavior the dog has to learn. Now, it doesn't have to learn it straight away from right in the beginning of training, but it's a training program you go through, and at the end of the training program, your dog has to have learned there are consequences, and serious consequences, for not coming when called. I won't get into that here, but in this case, Cindy goes on to say, I would go back to the long line and the leash. This dog should be on a long line all the time. When he's inside, outside, doesn't matter if he's outside on a leash, inside on a leash, he's on a leash all the time. Dogs go through development stages, and my dogs start to show me that they need reminders of the rules when they're acting like a teenager. I have no issue backing up my training and management to remind them that I'm the gateway for them to have things happen, like playing, food, running around loose. They have to earn these things. A 16-month-old dog is like a teenager. I've already said that, but Cindy says it too. Teenagers sometimes need to have privileges revoked. Ain't that the truth? His exercise and fun should come through walks with you. If the dog needs more exercise, take him for longer walks. Take him in the backyard. If you want, you can play with him on a long line and he can get a lot of exercise doing that. But he should not be at this stage doing what he's doing. He should not be off a long line. And he shouldn't have access to the ball without going through the rules of play. In other words, the very short form of that is the dog has to understand that the toys are your toys, not his toys. The dog has to learn that when you toss a toy, he's to go get it, He's to bring it back. He's to give it to you when you ask him to give it to you. And if he doesn't do that, he doesn't get the toys. That's a learning process. It's a set of steps that the dog has to go through. And I cover it in the courses that we've done here at Leerburg. It's more than what I can't take the time to teach you how to do that now in a Q&A. So he says, if my dog won't come when called in my own yard, then he certainly has not earned the right or the freedom to be running around in that yard off leash. And that's the truth too. She also said, I wouldn't give him or allow him to self-satisfy with his ball if he won't bring it back to me. And it goes right back to what I said. All the toys are my toys, not his toys. We let him play with our toys, but at the end of the day, we take our toys away with a dog like this. By doing that, we just build more drive for the toys, and the dogs want to learn what our rules are. And those will introduce in incremental steps so they really, really understand what we expect and how we expect them to act.